Suna, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
Good. And
Ah,
you?
I'm pretty good. Thank you for asking. Okay, I think we
ليك
have.
ما أرسل لي الفيديو.
I did. I uploaded on the channel. Have you checked the link, Suna, or no?
Which link?
The link that Dr. Aisha sent it to you.
مم. ما بعتت لي شيء.
Holy God. Um, Suna, use the same link all the time.
أوكي.
Yeah, because this link is about your playlist. And if you want to check any new videos, you have to check the same link all the time. Try to save it and check it because instead of sending all the time new links, only one link, which is about your playlist. So any video, you have to check the only link and you can watch the videos anytime.
أوكي.
Okay, okay. So I think today we have to discuss the second part of the subject-verb agreement. So let me go to the file and let's complete. So you notice, Suna, that we have some nouns a little confusing. You have to be careful of because it is not like the regular rule that I have to follow the subject and the verb. So for your
مم.
sentence to be correct, there should be agreement between the subject and the verb. So I think we have to complete, but let me search about the file of agreement. This is it. And this is subject verb agreement. Okay. Let me make zoom out and yeah, we have to complete. Okay, not part two. We haven't reached part two yet. Oh, we did. Yeah, I think we did exactly. We have reached the rule of determiners. Where is it? This is it. Okay. Now we have this rule, Amsuna, which is rule E. If you notice rule E, we have something which is called in English determiners. Let me erase my board. Okay, if you notice that determiners are we have some, we have any, all, none, no, a few, little, a little. So all these words are called determiners. But before discussing the rule, Suna, I think we have to know the difference between some, any, few, a few, a little. Because Suna, the problem in the Arabic language, it is not good to translate all the time. Because if you want to translate the word some, it is بعض. Any, it is بعض. Few, بعض. A few, بعض. Little بعض. A little is بعض. So all of them are the same in the Arabic language, but absolutely in the grammar, they have big differences. Okay, now let's discuss the first two determiners, which are some and any. What is the difference between some and any? Let me make the rule extremely easy. I don't want to complex the rule, so let me open this file and let's discuss some and any. Some the problem Suna, which is this. Let me open a new file and let me discuss the mistake that we commit most of our time. Yeah, this is it. Not Excel. What's wrong with me? I need a Word file. Yeah, this is it. Now let me write two sentences, Suna, and you have to tell me the correct sentence. If I want to say um, for example, do you have any question, or do you have, we have above, any questions? Absolutely here. I have to write, do you have any? Do you have? Okay. Now, which sentence is correct, Amsuna? Is it the first one or the second one?
Um,
And absolutely, you have
the,
to tell me. Uh-huh.
the first one.
The first one is wrong or correct?
Correct.
Why?
Why؟ لأنه أني is singular
Okay.
وفيك تستعملها إنه تضيف عليها s.
Okay, okay. Absolutely. Now we have to discuss the rule. Now, some and any Suna, to be honest, I use them approximately every day. And I have to know the rule because the rule is extremely important. Okay. Keep in mind, please, Suna, that some and any, you have to use them for plural. Don't use some and any with singular at all. This is rule number one. Rule number two, absolutely some about any about, but you have to use some if the sentence is positive. I mean by positive when it has no negative word or no not. When the sentence has, for example, doesn't have not, it is positive. But if it has not, it is negative. If the sentence is positive, you have to use some. This is the example. There are some pictures in my room, for example. So notice some, I have to use it with a plural noun, and absolutely if it is positive. Now, if the sentence is negative, I mean I have not, 90% of the negative sentences has not. Now, absolutely I have to use any. Notice there are not any glasses. Notice that glasses is plural again. But the difference is with any, I have to use it with negative words. Finally, I have to use any if I'm asking any questions. Notice here, are there any books? So, because it is a question, and absolutely it is plural, I have to use any. I cannot say, are there some books? Because again, I'm asking a question, so I have to use any. Okay, so now, Suna, you okay? Oh, holy God. Suna, where are you? You are muted, Suna. Ah, you're out. Oh, Suna.
بعتقد الإنترنت عنا اليوم بالمرة.
Yeah, I noticed that because
هلا
suddenly,
مش يمكن بال3G.
thank you, God, thank you, God. Okay, thank you for coming back, by the way.
أنا وصلت لمرحلة إنه some للpositive
Mhm. And any for negative word.
يعني for negative.
Yes, absolutely. Let me try to read the two examples again. Notice I said sooner there are some pictures. Notice that pictures is plural. And because the sentence is
Mhm.
positive, I mean I have no not. 90% of the negative words in English has not. Now I have to use some. Notice the next example. I have to say there are not any glasses. Absolutely, glasses is a plural because I have to use any with a plural. But
Mm.
because it is negative, I have to use any. Finally, if you are asking any questions, absolutely you have to use any. This is the example. Are there any books? I cannot say are there some books. Why? Because I'm asking a question. Okay, Sona?
Okay.
So
Okay.
please stop using some and any with singular. So what is the correct sentence here?
The second one.
Exactly. So this is with
لا
some and
because it's question.
برافو. هلا المشكلة نحن انه اغلب الطلاب اكيد على هواهم بيستخدموا السم والاني. اذا اجى على بالهم يستخدموا السم واحيانا بيخطر على بالهم يستخدموا الاني. ما في شيء وجد بالعبس بالانجلش بليز. اوكي. Now we have little, a little, few, a few. Again, some students think that they are the same, but to be honest, they are not. Now, as I told you, Amsuna, they are called determiners, and you have to be careful, as I told you, in using them. Let me search about the file. Um, articles, maybe here. Nope. Let me try to search about them. Fragments, grant, important, modal, passive. No, no, no. Um, Holy God, where are they? Let me write determiners in the search box. Maybe I will find them. Types of determiners. Maybe. Okay. No, not this picture. What is wrong? Let me search about some and any. Maybe I will find. Okay. Let me say some and any, but I need little, a little. Where are they? Let me search about little, a little. That's easy. Thank you, God. Okay, so let me show you now the difference between a few, little, and a little. Keep in mind, please, so let me erase my board first of all. Okay, first of all, soon a few, little, a little, for plural. This is number one. Number two, few, a few for countable nouns. Absolutely, you noticed while discussing the subject-verb agreement, we have some nouns which are uncountable. I mean, I cannot add s at the end of them. So, few, a few with countable nouns, little, a little with uncountable nouns. This is the first difference between few, a few, little, a little. Now let's go into details. You notice, Suna, that few, which is talking not that much, but a few is a small amount. So a few is less than few. Okay, so what is the difference? What if I want to say I have a few friends and I have a few friends? What is the difference between them? Okay, let's discuss this example. Let's imagine, Suna, that you have a problem and you need help. So you want to ask
Mm.
me, teacher, I have a problem, please, I need help. Now I want to tell you, but you have to talk to your friends to help you. Now, if you want to tell me, Suna, I have few friends, so your friends are not enough to help you. Maybe two or three friends only. But if you want to tell me it is okay, because I have a few friends, okay, so notice that now the amount of friends is okay to help you. So,
Okay.
this is it. Please, you have to be careful because it is extremely important. Let me give you another example. Let's imagine that I want to tell you we have an exam after this number of days. Maybe you want to tell me, or let me say, I want to invite you to a certain place. So maybe you want to tell me I have a few days to study for the exam. If you want to say I have few days to study for the exam, the days are not enough to study very well. But if you want to say I have a few days to study for the exam, the days is little good just to prepare well for the exam. Okay, so now.
Okay.
Okay. Now, little a little. Keep in mind that little a little is for uncountable noun. I mean the nouns that don't accept yes. It is the same here. Little is not that much, but a little is little more. Another example. Let's imagine, Suna, you want to tell me I work hard in my work. Maybe I want to tell you, don't you have a break just to relax? If you want
I
to
have
tell
a
me,
little.
thank you. If you want to tell me I have a little time, to be honest, the break is not enough to take enough rest. But if you want to tell me I have a little time to take a rest, okay, so you have a good time to take, let me say, relaxation or just to eat your food or to drink some water just to relax. So notice that little a little approximately are the same of a few, but this is with uncountable noun. So notice the example here is saying there was little time to finish it, not enough time to finish it. But I have a little milk you can use. The amount of milk is okay just to use some. Another
Mm.
example. Let's let's imagine Suna that I'm poor. I want to borrow some money from you. Maybe I want to ask you, can you lend me some money? Because I'm penniless. If you want to tell me, oh teacher, I have little money. If you want to tell me I have little money, maybe you can give me $5, $10. But if you want to tell me I have little money, you don't have that enough of money just to give me or to lend me. But if you want to tell me I have a little money, okay, you don't have that much amount of money, but you can lend me maybe $5 or $10, not more than that, because still not that much.
Okay.
Please, especially Suna, if you want to apply for the IELTS exam, the TOEFL, the Duolingo, these exams are international. Any difference in using any determiner, you will lead to the misunderstanding. And absolutely, the examiner will misunderstand you. So you notice the importance of them and how important they are. And we have that big differences between them. Okay, now what if I want to use them now in talking or in speaking? If you notice, Suna, I used a few, little, a little, with countable and uncountable. So it depends on the noun you want to use. If the noun is singular, absolutely you have to use singular verb. But if the noun is plural, and you have to use plural verb. We have this example. This example is saying, were any of the students absent? First of all, I used any. وأكيد استخدمت any مع الquestion مش some. This is number one. Number two, if I want to use one of these determiners, I have to check the noun with them. Is the noun countable? Yes, it is. So, plural verb. The next example is saying some of the information was discovered or rejected. Absolutely. Here I use a determiner some. If I want to use any determiner, I have to check the noun. The noun is information uncountable, so singular verb. Some of the time, some of the information, some of the sugar, some of the salt, some of sand, of the end of the uncountable nouns. Absolutely, I have to use singular verb. Okay?
Okay.
So please, you have to practice them In the beginning, I'm sure you'll commit some mistakes, but by practicing, you will know how to use them correctly. Now you have to listen to me carefully, Amsuna, because the rules become more important. Now, what if I want to use none, neither, either, each, every, or one? Sometimes, Amsuna, I want to use neither with nor, and I want to use either with or.
Or.
Yeah, but in this rule, I want to use them alone, without nor, without or. Only these words. Now, if you want to use them alone in the sentence, keep in mind that you have to use singular verb all the time. Absolutely, we have an example. Notice the example is saying none of this information is discovered. So notice I use none. I don't care about the noun because all the time I have to use singular. Why? Because notice the next example. None again of these students is coming. So notice in the first example and the second one, I use none. And in the first and second examples, I used singular and the plural. Noun, but again, I don't care about the noun because all the time, if you want to use them alone, even though if the noun is plural or singular, you have to use singular verb with them all the time.
Okay.
Okay, please, because this is extremely important. Okay. Let's check another example. Notice here I have neither statement is true. So notice neither alone, absolutely singular verb all the time. Now, what do you think about the second example, Suna?
Neither statement is true.
Are you out, Suna? Let me check.
No, I'm here.
Aisha is out. Okay. So, what do you think? Neither of these statements is or are true.
فيك ترجع تسألني؟
Yes. Can you see the screen I'm sharing, Suna?
Yes.
Okay, if you can see my
Neither of
screen,
these statements
uh-huh. What?
is
Hi.
statement
Hi,
plural
Aisha.
are.
Hi everyone. Hi
Uh,
سونا.
huh?
هاي
ماشي
كيفك؟
الحال؟ شو كيف الدرس؟
It's great.
م-
You have to ask Suna.
شو سونا كيف عم بتلاقي لنا بتحدقي ليوناردو انا شايفته مش مصدقه بس ما بعرفش انت شو
أيوة أنا كمان.
نفس الشيء ها.
Thank you, girls. I appreciate these words.
بجنن.
Thank you,
أه
Dr.
ما بعرف اذا انتم متابعين هلا بالدرس اذا فينا ناخذ من وقتكم 5 دقائق ونرجع بنعود لها اياها لسونا ولا شو.
Yes, you can, absolutely.
يس.
لانه في حدا حيفوت شوي معنا وقال هو حابب يشوف طريقه التدريس كيف يعني الطريقه كيف بتدرس يعني كيف حدا بيدرس.
Mm.
اوكي انه كيف طريقه ليوناردو بالتعليم قلت له انا عنا حدا عم ياخذ برايفت اذا بدك انا بستأذنهم اذا فيك تفوت 5 دقائق تشوف كيف الطريقه يعني طريقه التعليم
You have to
اذا
ask.
بتقدر.
I don't know
انا
if
قلت
Suna
اسال
allows
سونا.
that.
أكيد ولا.
طيب يلا. فاذا انا رح اقول له يفوت بعد شوي بس انه هو حابب يشوف قال كيف بيعلموا على الزوم وما بيعرفش وقالوا لا بركي ما استفادش اونلاين. قلت له يا عمي والله الاونلاين احلى من الحضوري قال طب خليني اشوف الطريقه.
Okay,
ف يلا بعد شوي لكن
let him
حيفوت.
be in. Okay.
يلا.
So, so Suna, let's go back and you have to read this example and tell me the best verb we have to use.
neither of these statements is true.
Exactly. So all the time with neither, either alone, each student, each day, every person, one, none. Please, you have to be careful that you have the singular verb all the time. Even if you are asking a question, for example, is either statement true? So is I have to use it with either singular all the time. What do you think about the next question?
Is either of these statements true?
Exactly. So please, you have to use singular verb all the time. We have another example with fun word, which is every. So notice here, every boy and girl. I know sooner that boy and girl, we have a plural. But notice that I said deserves a chance to succeed. So don't please
في
speak. We have what?
every boy.
So even though that you want to use plural, please you have to be careful that with these words you have to use singular all the time. We have another example with each. So notice each cat and dog has its own special personality. So I know that cat and dog are talking about plural or two, but because I used each, you have to use singular all the time. Please keep it in your mind because as I told you, sometimes I commit mistakes without knowing that they are wrong. Okay. Now, what if I want to use either with or, neither with nor, not only with but also, for example, not only me, but also my friends. Now, what should I say? Is or are coming. Plus, as well as, and you have to be careful about or. Okay, absolutely. We have some examples. Notice, Suna, first of all, before discussing the example, I have to tell you that if you want to use them together, you have to take a look at the closest noun to the verb. If the closest noun to the verb is singular, use singular verb. But if the closest noun to the verb is plural, absolutely I have to use plural verb. Let's discuss this example. This example is saying either the teacher or the students are coming. First of all, sooner I used either with or. I have to be careful if I want to use either alone or with or. Now this is either with or. The rule is saying this is the verb are. The rule is saying I have to take a look at the closest noun. Notice I have two nouns. This is noun number one, the teacher. This is noun number two, the students. The closest noun to the verb, this is the verb, is what? Is this? The students. Is it plural? So plural verb. If it is singular, singular verb. The second example is the same, but I changed the places of the nouns. Notice now either the students or the teacher is coming. First of all, I have to be careful because maybe I want to use either alone or either with or. This is number one. I have two nouns. Now I have to take a look at the closest noun to the verb. This is the verb. The closest noun is teacher, singular. So please, you have to use singular verb. Okay, Suna?
يعني إذا جايين مع بعض either or the same
آه
جملة بدنا
يا
نستعمل
سلام.
plural.
أيوة سونا
أوكي.
برجع بقول الرول. إذا either أو neither استخدمتها لحالة من دون الأو أو النور عطول singular، عطول
singular.
singular
أوكي
برافو.
أوكي.
بس إذا استخدمتها مع اور ونور اوعى بده يكون واعي لأنه لازم الرول بتقول بدي انتبه على الناون الأقرب للفعل. إذا الناون الأقرب
أمم.
للفعل كان plural, absolutely you have to use plural verb. If it is singular, use singular verb all the time.
أوكي
We
فهمت.
have, yeah, we have another example. Notice neither my friends nor Zainab is coming to the party. Absolutely, I use neither with nor. This is number one. Number two, this is the verb. The closest noun is Zainab, singular, so singular verb. So I have the
أمم.
same, but I reversed the places of the subjects. Notice that neither Noor nor her friends, this is neither nor, okay. The closest is plural, so plural verb. Okay.
أوكي
It is
أوكي.
the same Suna with as well as, not only but also. If you want to say not only me, but also my friends now are coming to the party. Not only my friends, but also my father is coming to the party, and you have to apply the same with as well as. Notice the example. The example is saying, my friends as well as me is coming to the school. This is as well as, and I have two nouns. Absolutely, I have to take a look at the closest noun to the verb. I have me, singular, one, so singular verb. The second example is saying my friend as well as my brothers now are coming to the school. So they are a little confusing. Uh, Please, you have to be careful while talking or even while writing, because again, sometimes I commit mistakes unconsciously. Now, we have two um, propositions, Suna. I consider them extremely dangerous, which are and or. You have to be careful of them, please. Okay, now let's discuss or. Now, if I want to say a pen or a pencil is needed for the test, it is the same. Absolutely. With or, I have to take a look at the closest noun. If the closest noun is a plural, you have to use a plural verb. Singular, singular.
Mm.
Okay? The second example, I have the teacher or the students now are allowed to go to the center. The final example is saying the students or the teacher now is, because it is the closest noun, allowed to go to the center. But you have to be careful sooner with and.
Okay.
Now, yeah, because if you want to say a pen and a pencil now are, because they are plural. So there is a big difference between and or, and all the time plural. Again, if you want to say a pen and a pencil are, you cannot use singular. But with or, please, you have to be careful because they are not the same. Some students think and or are the same because they think if they want to say a pen or a pencil, so it's plural are. No, you have to apply the rule that I told you. Okay?
Okay.
As I told you sooner in the beginning, you will feel really that hardness just to use them, but by practicing, by using them too much in speaking and writing, you will use them unconsciously. Okay, now along with. If you want to use along with in speaking or writing Amsuna, you have to be careful. Why? Because its rule is the opposite of neither no, either or, not only but also as well as. What do I mean? I mean, if you want to use along with, now you have to take a look at the farthest noun, not the closest noun. If the farthest noun to the verb is plural, use plural verb.
Where?
Ah, yeah. If the farthest noun is singular, this is me, singular, me along with my friends, you have to use what?
Singular.
So, what shall I say? Me, along with my friends, is or are coming to the party.
Is.
Exactly. So, please, they are extremely confusing. So, some students don't differentiate between along with, either or, please, because if you don't want to differentiate between them, you will commit a horrible mistake. Now, the final rule, Amsuna, we have a number of and the number of. Now, if you want to use a number of or the number of in talking and writing, you have to be careful. Why? Because the number of all the time is singular and a number of all the time is plural. Notice the example here. The example is saying the number of students is coming to the school. The second example, we have a number of students are coming to the party. I know that in both examples, soon I have a plural. I have students plural and the students here plural. But the secret is in using the number of and a number of. The number of all the time is singular. This is why I use singular verb. Again, I don't care about the noun if it is plural or singular. the number of or a number of, sorry, all the time is plural. So I used a plural verb.
Okay.
Okay, Suna.
Okay.
So I think this is the end of the subject verb agreement. I hope that you fully understood this important lesson because, as I told you, we are discussing the most familiar mistakes we commit again while talking and while writing. So, do you have any questions about the subject verb agreement?
No, no,
Okay, so
not.
that's amazing. So, thanks God because we have finished this lesson before the end of the Zoom. Let me ask you if we can complete by discussing something new.
Yes, we can.
Okay, okay. So don't forget that the next class we have a quiz about the subject verb agreement. So please, absolutely, I'm going to upload the videos when I finish. So please study them carefully because the quiz won't
والله انا
be.
شايفه انه هرية لسونا بالكويز.
Yes, she has
وكل
to be
يوم
good.
تعمل لك كويز للمخلوقه.
Hmm,
ما بيبقاش أحسن.
yeah, exactly. Is it hard?
هتكون شفت تدرسي
Yeah, because she has to study. I want to check if she has fully understood the lesson or no. Am I right, Suna? Do you agree with me? Yes, you
Yes,
are.
sure.
Okay. So this is the first lesson about agreement. Now we have to discuss the lesson number 2. Okay. Let me write a sentence, Suna, and let me tell you something about this sentence. Let's imagine, because I'm a teacher, I want to specify an exam for my students. Now I want to give my students the instructions. Now let me ask you a question, Suna, and tell me the best sentence about my question. What if I want to say, for example, uh, يجب على كل طالب أن يحضر قلمه معه. How can I say it in English?
يجب.
Uh-huh. يجب على كل طالب أن يحضر قلمه معه. Can you tell me the same sentence in English?
Hmm. دقيقة بس.
Take your time and give me the best translation.
يجب بنقول should.
Uh-huh. Okay, absolutely. We have to write the subject first.
Um, يه.
He. Okay, let me help you. What if I want to say all the students? Okay. Now you said should. Okay, let me write should. Should bring. Should bring what? على كل يجب
آه،
على كل. Uh-huh.
على كل طالب يعني every student any
Okay.
student
Okay, let
not
me say
any
let me say every
يعني
student.
مثلا نقول
Okay, okay, let me change it. Every student. Don't forget that with every you have to use singular. Every student should bring what? كل طالب يجب أن يحضر.
آه،
Uh-huh.
pen their pens no.
Uh, their pens. Can I say their pens and I have only one student?
كل طالب every student
Uh-huh. Every student should bring what?
his pen
Should bring his pen in the exam. His pen
mm.
for the exam. Okay. Okay. Let's imagine, Suna, that I'm teaching grade 9. And in my class, we have girls and boys. Now, there is something, Suna, you have to be careful of, which is the neutral.